All right, guys, I didn't do a lot of videotaping up here on the roof when we put this thing together because, for one thing, we was getting rain, and I did want to show you how it went together up here. Lots of silicone around here. Now, this is silicone right to the pipe. There's the pipe, and this is your rain guard. This is your cone. And yes, when we put the cone on, we put the small side to the up. This is the small side, and then the big side is down here. And these pipes just lock together. You twist them, and they lock right together. I wanted to come up here and inspect this because we got it all, the silicone on it. Make sure there's no places where it looks like water could get through anywhere. And I think this really does look good. Now we got our cap on. We did get our cap on. And this cap just pushes right down on top of there. Real simple. And locks right into place. Okay, guys, we're pretty much done with our chimney as the install goes. Now, we put this chimney in, and if you remember, I took a plumb bulb and stuck it from the top down to that little 1/8 inch hole in the bottom that went through the ceiling. Well, I have a 12, I think it's 12.5 pitch roof. It's not quite 12.6. And it says on the box that it's good up to 612 pitch. So when we put that in there, it's off probably at the top, maybe an inch at the very top. So it's down this way. Let me see the camera, Joel. I'm going to show you guys up in here. Right here, we had a little issue. As you can see how close we are to the metal right there. Now we needed 2 inches between here and the pipe. We have to have that clearance of 2 inches. So we had to build a new little brace in there and put those screws back in there. You can see one sticking out, but it's got silicone on it. It'll be fine. Here, Joel. So that actually set my chimney back a little bit. So now when I put this guy on, it's going to be setting back a little bit. So what we got is some aluminum tape. And all this pan here is to do is to keep stuff from falling down in there and laying up against your chimney. You know, your insulation or whatever you have up in your attic. So we're going to go ahead and put this guy on, and we're going to tape around it. But you'll see it doesn't quite line up on there. We're about a 1/2 inch off from completely lining up. So we're just going to cut some of this aluminum tape. This stuff is really good, and it's not going to hurt anything to put this aluminum tape on there and go around this and seal it up. We're going to keep it around the edge. This is your ductwork tape. The same thing you would put on your ductwork. It's basically the same thing. It is the same thing. We're going to put it around here and seal this guy up. So, yeah, if you're installing your chimney, when you're installing your chimney, I would say move that center hole up about 1 inch. Move your center hole up about 1 inch. That's going to help you a lot. I'm thinking 1 inch would have cleared it. So, yeah, it don't look bad outside. You really, honestly, if I don't mention it to nobody, they can't even tell it's off. But when I put a level on it from top to bottom, it's almost 1 inch.
So when you buy your kit, you need to take into consideration your roof pitch, right?
Yeah, your pitch on your roof. But I did. It says 612, so it's not always going to be perfect. So, yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this sealed up, and then
show you what it looks like when we're done.
We'll show you what it looks like when we get done. Okay, as you can see, we compromised and we put the metal tape around there. That's going to keep anything from getting inside there and laying up against our chimney. The only thing here in southwestern PA, we have a lot of stink bugs, and we have to be real careful because if they get built up in there and they're laying against that pipe, I don't know if they'd catch on fire, but we sure wouldn't want to smell them, you know, in there. So, yeah, we had to compromise a little bit while we were putting this stack in, but we did get it in, and I think it really looks good. So we got a few more things to do downstairs, and then this part of the job is going to be finished. All right, we're going to go ahead and put our decorative plate on there. They give you a decorative plate that's going to go over top of this. they give you self-tapping screws. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, screw this plate up on. Okay, so now we got our decorative plate. You can see our stink bugs coming out.
Oh, those things.
All over the place. Now we got one more plate that's going to go around that, and that's going to cover up that gap up there.
Yeah.
Hopefully them stink bugs won't come down through there. Alright, so I had Julie put some silicone around this to keep the stink bugs out, because they'll get down through them little cracks. So we're going to go ahead and put our trim on this. This comes in 2 pieces, this trim. So we're going to slide it up on like so. And they give you your screws that you need to put this guy on. And this just kind of covers up all the nasty cut up underneath of there. Now this is something we'll have to take back down because we have a 3/4 inch ceiling. We're going to put rough cut lumber on the ceiling, but it has to be cut and dried yet. So we're just going to go ahead and do this to make it look good for now. Okay, for your last 2 pieces here, for this trim, you're going to have to drill a hole through this and put your screw in. So we're going to go ahead and drill us a hole up through here. We'll get this one in. Okay, so now we got our trim up there. It looks pretty good. The only thing we have left that we have already ordered is a telescopic pipe that'll hook into the stove. So as soon as we get that, we're going to fire this wood burner up and see it work. Alright guys, we got our new pipe for the chimney. This is what's going to go from our stack down to our stove. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the damper in. I bought a new damper for it. And a new stack thermometer. So everything we got here is going to be pretty much new. And I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below. This is a telescopic 6-inch stovepipe. I picked this up off of Amazon. This is seamless. This pipe is welded together. It does not have a seam that you have to put together. You just slide it into each other and you have your telescopic pipe. So we're going to go ahead and put our damper in. I just measured halfway around the pipe, 8 inches up, and we're good to go. So we got our new damper in there now. We'll get rid of this paper. We don't want nothing in there. On there. That'll catch on fire. So now I have a new damper, new piece of pipe. Let's get in the house and get it put on. Okay, if you notice, my stovepipe comes directly out of the top, and that's what these telescopic pipes are made for. So we can attach it up there and then slide it down onto our stove without having to try to wiggle it in there. It would be really hard. So Joel, if you want to hand me the pipe, I'll get this out of here. And what I've done here is I tried to get the seams
towards the back.
Towards the back.
Okay, wait a minute. And it does come with screws, right?
Yeah, your pipe will come with its own screws.
Okay. What are these for?
More pipe. So all you have to do now is pull your pipe down and slide it right inside your stove, and that sits in there just perfect.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, and that makes it really nice. Like I said, not fighting that pipe in there. We had 58 inches. This pipe is 70 inches. So it's more than enough that was slipped inside of each other. Make sure I myself like to have a damper on my stove in case you get a chimney fire. You're able to shut your damper down, cut the air off, and put your fire out. Another nice thing to have is a stack thermometer. A stack thermometer will tell you the temperature where you're building up creosote, or you're burning just fine, or you're burning too hot. So if you're burning down here, you're building up creosote. If you're burning here, you're burning perfect. If you're burning here, you're burning too hot. This is something that I think
helps you control the temperature more.
It's really nice to be able to control the temperature. So listen, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below for the 6-inch telescopic pipe. This is definitely a good pipe. This is a seamless pipe. This pipe has been welded together. It does not have a seam. You don't have to lock it together. And it's definitely a good piece of pipe. I think you guys, if you're doing a stove, this is a must, especially if you're going straight down into your wood burner. All right, a few more things to do upstairs and we're done. Okay, we got our floorboards cut and put back in. As long as we stay away from that balk, we're okay. We did some more support beams up in the top up here where we had cut the truss. I think this is going to be great. We'll be able to come up here and check our chimney to make sure everything's okay. This is going to be really nice. Okay, we have one more thing to do to our stove. If you guys remember when I mentioned the toggle switch, I'm going to be putting that toggle switch right in this plate right here. So it's going to make it so much easier to turn it on and off instead of unplugging it. So we're going to shorten our cord and we're going to put that toggle switch in here. It's going to make it a lot easier. Okay, so now on the back of the blower, we shortened the cord so it's not laying down there on the ground. And we put the little toggle switch in there, so if we want the blower on, all we have to do is reach back here and turn your switch on, turn your switch off. A lot easier, a lot neater, and it looks better, and you don't have to keep plugging it in and out. Now, one of my viewers, Daryl Stokes, he's a good friend of mine, he asked me about this receptacle right here. Will that receptacle melt? Will it get too hot? And no, it won't get too hot. I have the right distance away from the wall, and I would say that the cord would probably melt, or this cord up here would melt the ground, or something before you know, it would melt this outlet cover right here. So it doesn't get really that hot back here because you have most of the air, you know, there's air flowing back here with the blower and all. So not an issue with that outlet back there on the wall. Okay, this is going to be our first light. It's about 39 degrees here in southwestern PA. It's a little bit chilly this morning, so we're going to light it up and see how it burns. Okay, so the fire's been burning for a few minutes now, and we did get we got a decent amount of smoke off of the stack. Not so much off the stove yet, because the stove's not even hot enough to really start baking the paint. But we got the fans on, sucking it out, which is really nice being on the porch. You don't got all that smell in the house. Then once we get all the smell burn off, the paint baked on good, then we can open the front door of the house and let that heat go right inside the house. Okay, so we're up here in the attic just double checking everything to make sure everything is okay. And I wanted to show you guys, I have a thermometer here that tells you the temperature. So we're going to put it on the side of the stove. You can see the little red mark. It says 55.5 degrees there, and then we're going to go up towards the top up here, right up in there somewhere. It says 50 degrees. So this stack, even though I'm burning a hot fire down there, you can literally put your hand right on that stack, and it's just warm. We've been using the stove on the cold mornings, and we've been enjoying this free heat. Now what we're going to do is we're going to leave some links in the description down below. Some Amazon links. We do appreciate you guys helping us out by using them Amazon links. And check out some of the stuff that we might have used on this project. So I would like to tell everyone, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Until next time.